Welcome, foolish mortals, to another Monday live stream. Today we have a guest coming on, hopefully, here shortly. Dave from Lucas Toys and Video. We're going to talk about toy news, some pickups, and also the Star Trek series of toys made by Playmates. So, let me do something here real quick. There we go. He's in a different time zone. So grab him as soon as he comes on. First of all, hope you all had a pretty decent couple weeks and a great Labor Day weekend. Sorry I didn't get on last week. I'm tired of using work as an excuse, but they're just, they're killing me, dude. So looks like going forward, while I may start actually getting 2 days off a week, which will be awesome here in another couple of weeks, I have to give up 3 days a week to do 12-hour shifts. So I'm still going to be working 56 to 60 hours just in 5 days instead of 7. So honestly, Kenner, I like the plastic. I like the working garbage disposal. I love the cardboard one is neat. And I liked all those cardboard designs that Kenner did, but sorry, Mark, I'm gonna have to go with Kenner. I cannot wait to see what they do. For those of you who don't know, I might as well start talking about it a little bit. Playmates got the master toy license back to Star Trek, and not just normal Trek, but all the JJ verse, Discovery, Picard, the new show, which I can't remember what it's called, which is on Nickelodeon, Prodigy, I think is what it's called. And they're going to start making toys. Now, nobody knows exactly what they're going to do with this yet, whether or not they're going to be the normal scale, like they were back in the day, like this, or if they're going to go to a Black Series type figure, which I don't know. I'm very torn between them. I would like some Black Series figures, but I don't want to pay $20 a piece for them because Playmates will make a ton of figures. I would like them to be in scale with the stuff we already have and do a collector's series of figures. Do select people, Oh, I know. And I'm never not going to say I would take a Palatoy one, but I like my other one, which, sadly I've lost. I don't know where it is. Hey, Fabulous, how you doing? Good day, Mick. How you doing? Guido and a Speedo. Again, love that. Can't wait to get some merch with that. I love everybody's new designs. America's Most Wanted has got a really cool one. And Rebels, Reptiles, and Games has got a cool new one. It's a lot of neat stuff. And I'm happy that everybody's getting some new stuff. Kind of slowing down a bit. I'm going to close some stuff I've got open. Doop. There we go. So, yeah. So hopefully whatever they do with the license is going to be great. Yeah, and that's why I don't. And same for us, really, because Kenner was an American thing, and then after Star Wars, a little bit after Star Wars, everything started going to Japan, and then Kenner closed up the Ohio shop, and that was it. Just it was sad, and I've loved listening to the history that Mark talks about with Pallet Toys and the videos he's done and stuff. Hey Tim, because it really does give you. Should I do some ASMR? I don't know. I don't know exactly how to do that. Here, wait. I've got. Is that good for you? I love seeing the manufacturing. I'd rather have the stuff manufactured here because then we could go complain to Ohio instead of having to go to China and complain that we don't have any 6-inch figures. Everybody's saying, hey, hey. I didn't even know they had a lizard emoji. Now I'm going to have to use that. Oh, I'd take any of those in a heartbeat. I would really like, and it would make it would cost so much money. Either a Pally toy or Kinder Death Star in Black Series as a Hasbro HasLab thing. Now the cardboard one shouldn't cost that much, but having that Kinder play set in a 12-inch scale would be crazy. But I might back that one. Now, boys, don't make me separate you by more than an ocean and several time zones. But so anyway, I hope everybody's had a good holiday weekend. Over here, it's Labor Day weekend. Today's the last day. I know everybody over in England had a bank holiday last weekend, I think. So we both have holidays around the same time, which is kind of nice. If you just watched Rum's little broadcast that I was on, thank you so much for coming and supporting him and me. Rum is a great guy. I had such a good time. Really, you guys don't know how much I needed that. I've been really, really depressed recently. And hanging out with Bob and Rum and Philly and Freddie are really just made me. You can see I'm still smiling. I had such a good time. But I really haven't picked up too much new this week. I got a whole bunch of pops I'm not going to bore you with. I did that on Saturday with the peg warmer, so I won't. Unless you guys want me to show you, then I will. But it would, Hey John, how you doing, man? Wow, they're dumping those. You've got to be pretty close to done with that, I would think by now. Oh, nice. I need to start reading that. I want to keep it up. Yeah, no, really, Bob and Rum, if you're listening, you guys, I really did need that. It's a lot of fun, and it's been really, really hard and really stressful the past couple of weeks. And I had been talking to Sleeping about just cashing it all in and just stopping altogether, and maybe doing some correspondent work for him, just some toy hunts out west, but some stuff he said, and just being out there with you guys on the Rum is fun. I need to get back to doing this more. The toy hunts are slow, and there's nothing out there, and I'm getting to the point where I can't buy a whole lot anymore, just because money's really, really tight at the moment. But I did pick up the new Cobra Rattler construction set. I love this little thing, and Rum suggested that I go ahead and open and do a stream of it, and I probably will actually once I get some time. And then I got this really cool Tron 3-pack from Diamond Select, and while they're not exactly the same, because here's, this is more of a gaming grid one, and then they did, so you can see the two Starks are totally different. So it's not like just repackaging the stuff they've already put out. It's a harkens back more to this style that NECA and the original figures were when they first came out. You can see they've really worked on that. So, but that's about all I got. So I don't have a lot to show off this week. Yes, I did. I didn't know Superman 78 was coming. I had it added to my box, so I'm not going to miss that. I know it's not really a Christopher Reeve story, and this isn't like Lost movies they thought they were going to do, kind of like the Batman 89 series is. However, I do want to read. I got the Batman 66 stuff. I got the Wonder Woman comic based on Linda Carter's show. Um, no, no, we did not. There's only like 3 stores around me that carry models, um, and way down south. I call them the Richie Rich stores, but most of my stores have not gotten those. I will keep an eye out for those because the one out in Highlands Ranch, they got some Star Trek ones and some like the Kitty Hawk and Titanic. They got some really cool hot rods, and they got the '66 Batmobile and stuff last year. But I didn't really see them until they were almost completely gone. That would be cool. Do you know how expensive those would be? I would buy them all anyway. But yeah, dude, and I would love someday to get you on it and just talk your ear off. The problem with being future man is you're so far in the future. I need to get you on a day where I'm off and we can do this early, my time, so that you're not staying up so late. But man, I'm there with you. I have a hard time fighting my depression recently, and it's you know I get mine at a store called All Seas Comics here in town. They're a local store that I've been buying comics from for 35 years ish. In fact, my best friend, the Beard, you guys know the Beard, he works there. And so I can just call him and say, hey, dude, why didn't you tell me this was coming? You're like, oh, yeah, I forgot. Sometimes things appear in my box that I do want. Most times I have to ask him to pull them for me. He's forgetful, you know. Yeah, and thanks, Left Coast. And believe me, I walk by your stuff every day. I have my Scout Trooper and my Hoth Trooper downstairs, and they're one of the last things I see every day when I walk out the door. And I look at them and they help me remember why I still collect and why I still love this stuff because of the love you put into stuff like this is just amazing. And I cannot wait to see that stuff you've done for Diamond Select and Gentle Giant. I really can't. It's going to be great. Wow. Okay. Well, maybe they're going to have a good. Maybe because they can't get real toys, they're going to start carrying more stuff like that. Because my store recently expanded their puzzle section to 8 feet, which is new for them. So maybe they're starting to put out stuff that they can get. I would love if kids would start getting into models again. I'm horrible at them, even the snap ones. That's why I would love to join you guys in your Gundam, cult. But I'm horrible with that stuff, and it just makes me mad. Yeah, Guido, and it's the world pounds down on you, and that which must not be named makes me mad every day because of the stuff we're missing and all the cons around here that were canceled and things like that. Mark, I cannot wait to see that video. It sounds like you had a great time, and expensive is never wonderful, but it's good. Um, yeah, that I can't wait to see that myself. That's going to be good. Oh, that's nice of you, Rum. It is. Yeah, dude, I got to get another order out. I love everybody's. I've got everybody's shirts kind of out. I've got everybody who sends me stickers and stuff. They're right here, so I can see them every day and remember 2 wonderful people. And I've got stuff from um, Apprentice Ewok around to remind me of what a great guy he is and how I miss him. You know, but Colonel Mustafa even made a TikTok. Nice. Easy snap kits are easy to get back into, and that Batman '89 would actually probably trick me back in pretty easily. You know, um, oops, I was just dropping a message off on Facebook. He's charging up his phone, so he'll be here shortly. So, um, Blue, I don't mind. Now that you said it, I do kind of see the Funko-ness of that design, but I also see how it might be just enough not to get sued for. I'm very afraid of my logo, just because it does look so much like the Hatbox Ghost that Disney might come after me, especially because of my name. But I know they haven't copyrighted that yet, so I'm working out on that. So, yeah, and because of the nature of my job, I'm not actually allowed to go to counseling. But I don't know. I I get enough out with you guys. This is a counseling session. Welcome, welcome, and it's kind of like sleeping. Sleeping does a great um, community event. I'm not good at that. I'm good at I can talk to you all individually, and I can kind of have like 4 or 5 conversations going at the same time because my brain is kind of scattered like that. But yeah, we can have a nice little discussion. Yeah, no kidding, dude. I am sure that he'll have grown something out, and he dropped like 30 pounds real quick, and I'm really hoping. Excuse me, Smeg. Um, that once I can get my days off together again, that I can get back to working out. I need to. I am just a big fat guy, and I gotta not be anymore. Um, I need to get out and walk, and it's on the toy hunt the other day. I did about 6,000 steps because I went to a mall. We went from one end to the other and back again because I kept finding different stuff I needed to pick up. Um, the problem of being a Funko collector. Um, and thank you. And you. Um, but yeah, I got to get back to that. I would. It's too late now to drop the weight I want to before we go to Disney World in December. I would still like to drop at least 50 to 60 pounds by then, which is 3 months. So that would give me about 90 days ish to lose the weight I need to. I've started eating better. Um, I don't drink alcohol anymore. I wish I did. Man, I miss Guinness. And um, I stopped soda quite a while ago. In fact, I had a soda the other day, and man, it just did not taste good. It was way too sugary, and which is kind of sad because I did like soda. Really, really like root beer. So, you know, yeah, and that's Guido. I'm kind of the same way. In a sad way, it's COVID has taught me that I wasn't living life before COVID because, with the exception of some stores I used to go to closing, some smaller ones, my life really didn't actually change that much. I was at work a lot because I'm an essential worker, and then I'd come home, and luckily I found you guys, and I had an outlet to talk and just do whatever, and or sit and listen. And I've got to get back to that too. I've been really bad, and I apologize to everyone. I've been really bad about not getting on everybody's posts, but I haven't been able to watch it work anymore. And I used to get about 4 hours of at least background listening done while I was working at work every day, um, and being able to comment on everybody's stuff. And I need to get back to that. So I will get back to that, everybody. So, and they are, except that there's nothing. I find myself going to Walmart and going to the toy department, going to the collectibles, and that's not enough steps. So then I end up doing a couple rounds of the Walmart and then leaving because I don't find anything. There's nothing to buy. I did another toy hunt on the way home today. You'll see tomorrow. I'm trying to get a toy hunt in every day, not just to get steps, but to try and find stuff. I love root beer. Yeah, it's kind of nice that we all kind of fill our own regional things. Now we're missing Brandon up north, but we've got John Joker down south in Texas. We got you guys, you and Aaron and Sleeping and John all out on the East Coast. I'm out here in the West, and then we've got guys on the West Coast. We kind of can fill in for each other and see what's selling. Like, it's very interesting to me that how much stuff Sleeping's finding out there. And I don't know if it's because I do go in the afternoon once I get off work that I'm just missing everything. But it's interesting to see how much is on the other side now. I know GeForce, you went out on like a 12 store hunt and found basically nothing, you know. And I've considered starting to watch football again. I don't know. I do miss football, but like I don't like what it's become recently. Um, but the Broncos suck anyway, so I might watch them anyway. Hey, Crazy Eight, how you doing? Oh, that's fine. What are you eating? I had spaghetti. Oh, psych. Man, I hate that. The people across the street from me get a lot of stuff, and so the UPS and the Amazon stuff stop, and you look out the window and you're like, oh, is that for me? Oh, damn. You're super down south, but you can't do toy hunts. Mick, it would be, I can't wait until you and Mike can get out again and do stuff. It would be nice. Yeah, you're almost as south as we can go. I do know some people who work in Antarctica, but the toy hunting's horrible there, so they don't even bother with toy hunts. In fact, I think they should be coming back any time now. They do 6 month rotations down there. Yeah, and it's meh. Wow, that's got to be hard. I hate Tom Brady, but you have to admit he's one of the best. I don't. John Elway will always be my boy, but I can't deny Elway. Yeah, yeah, that's kind of what we used to do. And since now I work till 6 p.m. every Sunday, I can watch every Bronco game at work and watch them lose horribly. And I won't be able to do anything about it, like yelling and screaming, because there are other people in the building and they might get mad. Hey, Terradome, what is up, man? How you doing? Yeah, empty is a good word for everything. That's why I'm hoping, if G might be right, they might be starting to pull in stuff that they normally don't sell. You know, I honestly I haven't followed football in a couple of years now, probably almost 5 now, and I I don't miss it, but I do miss it because I used to go to a local bar and watch it with some friends, and they kind of stopped doing it too, and we're all starting to talk about coming back and doing it again, but you know um, it will be it'd be I don't know, we'll figure it out. Sorry, typing again. Uh, ooh, Dave says he got a insane haul he's picked up over the past couple of weeks, so that'll be cool. We'll have to see what he's picked up recently. Yeah, and that's got to be hard for you, Blue. I mean, because our games, the evening games, won't be on until it's well into like 2 and 3 a.m. your time. Um, you know, that'd be nice. It would be great if they could let stores not open, but let them get going a week or so before that, so they can get in and get all their freight out that they've been having sitting forever. Um, our Hot Topic here stopped receiving Funkos. for the most part, because they didn't know if they were going to open and close again or whatever. So they've mostly been doing online sales. So I went to the mall for the first time in a couple months, and my Hot Topic went from having an 8 foot full all the way to the ceiling, probably 16-foot wall of pops, to basically what could fit on 2 shelves. And it was kind of sad, but they were having a buy one get two free sale on clearance stuff, so I had to buy a ton. You know, well, yeah, probably. Oh, nice. Who's playing? I haven't gotten to watch some CFL in a long time. See, I was going to start watching CFL, and I was really going to start watching some college stuff. And I think since my weird work schedule, I work 2 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Saturdays now. Um, I might be able to catch a few early games of college football as well too. Ooh, I even caught on Mike's last couple of videos. I got to catch up on those too. Yeah, yeah. My buddy used to be an overland trucker, and he just got picked up recently again, and they were offering huge bonuses for people with experience. He's out doing his ride now, and he's been gone for almost a month now ish, and they have had him just crisscrossing the country doing stuff. It used to be that you were kind of regionally set, but he's been up to Michigan, down to Florida, to Georgia, to California, and then back up to Montana, down to Texas. They've just had him, going all over the place, which is great because it gets him his miles fast, but it just shows what kind of um, what kind of uh, problems they're having getting truck drivers. If you can drive a truck, you can make good money these days. Whew, 1 a.m. I don't, yeah. Yeah, and that I've been doing that with those GIjoe things because I don't have time to hit every Ross. You guys saw the Ross and the TJ Maxx I went to recently, and they're just pathetic because I asked again, and they're confirming that they're holding a lot of stuff in the back for Christmas. So, um, you know, it's just they don't think they're going to have anything for Christmas, so they're holding. He says they're holding about 10% of every truck back and stacking it in the back room so that they can actually have stuff to sell this Christmas because they're so afraid that come November they're not going to have anything. Hey, the Argonauts, you know, and I hate pre-ordering because I kind of like going out. I like going out. I do randomly forget what I've pre-ordered because now we're pre-ordering things 6 months in advance. Um, but I'm right with you. I have unfortunately been pre-ordering more than I should. I need to stop that actually. Oh, and they had to change their name, of course. Calgary Stampeders. Okay, cool. Edmonton Elks. Oh, cool. I did actually used to watch quite a lot of CFL back in the day, especially when the NFL was on strike or something, and because then they have games on different times. Oh, that'll be great, Blue. I do like watching football live. Oh, cool. Is that the 6-inch version? Because man, I saw um, the all the figures, the small figures, all their packages are coming apart, just like the ones John saw in Florida. They're all over here, and they're all loose too. Um, Rough Riders, nice. Yeah, that was a confusing time when you know we had to. for the longest time when I was a kid, I didn't understand that the Washington Redskins were not Washington State, but Washington, D.C. Because when I was real young, I didn't understand that there actually used to be Native Americans in Washington, D.C. and Virginia. I never put those two together until I was like, 7 or something. We started being taught it in school. So I know it sounds dumb to not think that there were Native Americans there, but, considering, the whole Thanksgiving story stuff. Merino, the world's, no, I'm not going to say it. It's real dry here in Colorado, so I keep having to drink. What is up, Mr. Blue? Oh, cool. I haven't seen the Storm Shadow one. I've seen the Snake Eyes one, but that's really about it. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they start calling themselves. What? Sasquatch. Oh, there's one. Yeah. I didn't like the packaging on any of that stuff. I had thought about buying some of it, at least the smaller figures, but they're not 3 3/4 inch, so I wasn't probably going to buy them anyway. I will buy a lot of stuff, but that just didn't hit me. It's one of those things where, I would have if the packaging had been better, but you have to think they are. I mean, it is selling, and I'm afraid that the Shang-Chi stuff was clearance so much, and now the movie is a huge hit. I don't know anybody who's seen it who doesn't like it. There's your normal Disney hating YouTubers out there that are, oh, this is the end for Marvel. Really, you think that? You're sad. So, they're really going to get pissed when next week you find out that Kathleen Kennedy has had a 2-year extension done to her contract. Then they'll start their daily, she's been fired again. I don't understand why anybody watches that clickbait stuff. I mean, it works. So, Oh, okay, I'll keep an eye out. All ours were like $7 a while ago, but I will keep an eye out because I go to some out of the way Targets. And I'm actually contemplating driving to Kansas on Thursday. Because honestly, that was the last time I found new Black Series figures that I needed. Yeah, and see, I knew that was going to happen. Everybody's like, oh, she's a peg warmer. She's a peg warmer. But yeah. And now everybody wants them. And that's how it is with the whole wave. You know what? I have to think. I thought I bought one. I'll have to remember. Fabulous. If I've got one, I'll send it to you. But I'll keep an eye out too as well. Oh, cool. Did were you out at Buckley for that training? I know you're not, Greedo, you're not old enough to have went to Lowry for training. Hey, Blu-ray 4K, what is up, sir? I only bought a couple of those figures when they went on clearance because I don't really collect Marvel Legends, but I really love that Death Eater thingy figure. That was nice. Top Gun Guido in a Speedo. Oh man, I am still mad that Top Gun has now moved to next May. Just put your freaking movie out in the theater, and if it doesn't do well, screw it and put it out on DVD and stuff. Stop putting it on your streaming services where people are only paying $11 a month for it. You're not going to make your money back that way. Even if you charge people $14 or $20 to watch Top Gun, more than likely they might do it. My mom would. She's been waiting for this movie forever. She will not be happy when I tell her I got to go over there and change some light bulbs and stuff. She won't be happy to know that it moved. I knew she would be, because that's why they made a figure, an individual figure of her. You know, no, you wouldn't be able to. The Top Gun boys are not out here. Is that a good thing? Because I don't remember it being a convertible. I might be wrong. I sold mine years ago, and I wish I wouldn't have. I loved that Dick Tracy stuff. I still have my figures, but you know, well, well, yeah, you're kind of right. Yeah, there you go. Iron Eagle. That's sort of Air Force. Final Countdown, maybe, maybe. But um, what else was I going to say? I can't remember what else I was going to talk about. Dave, you're killing me, man. I didn't have a lot planned because we were going to. I figured we'd be talking. So what? You know what else is um no Lowry. Uh, yeah, and that's I there was still time for them to have reprinted some of those and at least put them on Hasbro Pulse for people. I know some people who still would like that figure and they're buying them off eBay for quite a lot of money. Oh, okay, cool. Oh, sweet. Oof oof. Oh well, you can't beat that then. Yeah, that's well worth the price to customize that for. I had several friends because that war broke out right after we graduated, and so I had several friends who were over there for for that one, and then a couple of them they ended up in part two. But yeah, yeah, that's a good pickup, Blue. Just go out and give me my box. Give me your box. I'll shoot out your tires. Yeah, there's and I got a buddy who does some customization. He's been buying a lot of the older GIjoe vehicles from like back in the day, and big gym vehicles that are a little broken, but he's been able to use parts and stuff off of them. So especially he's got quite a lot of the big gym vehicles that he's been able to customize for some 12-inch stuff. Exactly. Do it a live on air opening. If it's nothing you want, you can just hand it back to him. Just sacrifice it to the gods. Yeah, Rum, I think I would really like, and we'll probably go over this again when Dave gets here. But, they did they did these doll size figures. And these were 9-inch figures. And then they did um, these 12-inch figures that were more Barbie-ish, but they were a good figure. And um, and then their general size was like 5. I would still like this size, um, just because that's not that I have a lot of it open. I do have a playset open, but then they could retool some stuff using. I'm sure they still have some of those molds laying around, and uh, and then make a deluxe series, kind of like they did for these. They made these as a 9-inch figure that they made a ton of. And then they made a few of these. And they made it was called the Women in Star Trek set. Then they did some for Classic Trek. But they didn't do as many of those as they did the smaller 9-inch figures. And I would like that. I would like a Black Series figure because I would love a Black Series Captain's run. Archer, Cisco, Picard, Kirk, Janeway. I would even take Burnham as a nice looking figure. Anything with the, excuse me, Classic Trek figures would be great as that. That's okay. It would only be a strike against me. Yeah. And that's why I don't want them to do just Black Series figures, because then I could do what I do with Star Wars and I pick and choose what Black Series I get. And I would pick and choose from what Trek I would get. But man, I would if they did yeah, if they did just Black Series, because Playmates is the type of company that will actually try and do play sets and stuff for them. I don't foresee them doing a Hasbro Pulse type of thing, but they might. It's, Mattel's doing it now. Jeez. My Walmarts have started putting all of those Space Jam figures in glass cases, and moving some other stuff out and up because people are stealing those stupid heads. Really, if you can go out and get some Space Jam figure stuff with LeBron, that actually may be worth money in the future just because most of them won't have heads. That's cool. Huh. I will definitely look for those this week when I'm out and about. I'm going to hit a couple more Walmarts this week. And like I said, Thursday I might go to Kansas. So it'll be interesting. That'd be cool. I'd watch that. Don't put anything past them, especially if Disney were to suddenly buy Paramount. Those Eagle Mosses are nice. I really like those. Yeah, and I do have, because we're going to talk about Trek stuff going forward. They did the reaction did Next Generation and some classic Trek ones now, and they're the same style as the old Galoob ones. They just have a little better sculpt on them. So it is cool to see those. I wish that they weren't just 5.0. I wish they had knees and elbows. But, and they came with a different accessory, because how often did Picard run around with a phaser and do anything? Ooh, Reliant. It is something, I'll tell you what. What is up, sir? How you doing? Good to see you, man. I just watched a video of yours earlier today. I don't know how old it was. I'm trying to catch up on stuff. I'm so far behind. Well, that's all right. We're all supposed to be trying to lose weight anyway. So that would be okay if we couldn't have some cookies. Although I do like Fig Newtons. Yeah, TikTok's to blame, Ufu, for the headless LeBron Jameses. It just don't know why. Those kids come up with weird stuff, and then everybody wants to do it to get TikTok views. And you can get a lot of TikTok views off stuff. Look at Sleeping. He's pulling a Rocco and looking under all the Target bottoms, finding some good stuff too. So those Eagle Moss things are so cool. They've got some Battlestar Galactica stuff I keep thinking about getting into, but I can't. I just can't. I've got too much else going on, and I've got too much other junk. I'm gonna start doing some more collection videos, and Um, I'm gonna do. I've got some different Playmobil ones I need to do, and I've got a couple a Star Wars one and a couple Star Wars ones actually. So, you know, I'll tell you what, Bobby, they make the greatest 6-inch scale propane and propane accessories. Ooh, yeah, I can't look at those. They're beautiful. All that Ego Moss stuff is really nice, and um, let's see. I'm good. There for a minute, Dave said he was here, and I don't see him in the thing. Yeah, those, and I want especially. I don't particularly like new Battlestar. I know that's my thing. Um, that's my problem. But you know, um, let's see here. Instagram. Do 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 do. Instagram. Come on, open up here. You're killing me. There we go. Oh wow, that is cool. I don't know if I can. Let me see if I can. It hates it when I try and share things. So let's move this to a completely new tab. New window, everything. Okay, now let's see here. Share screen, window, allow. There we go. So that's what he's seen out there. Let me get this off and make this full screen. It's kind of hard to see, but it's got a couple different Star Treks. Looks like 6 different Star Treks, a couple Thunderbird, Wacky Races. Cool. That's pretty neat. Hmm. I'll definitely have to think about that. Why is this not closing? Oh, there we go. Hey,
Hey,
what
brother,
is up,
I'm sorry I'm
sir?
late, man. I must have been thinking of something else because when you said it was showtime, I was like, all right, cool. I got like a good hour to um to get on so I could charge my phone and I didn't realize you had already started until it dawned on me. And then when you messaged me back and you were like, hey, I'm just waiting on, I'm just stalling, waiting on you. I was like, wait, you already started already? I'm like, oh shit. Let me get my stuff together. So my bad, my apologies. I
Oh, no worries, man.
so
We've been just kind of been talking about stuff.
cool.
So
Yeah,
we're
so how's your weekend been?
not too bad. I had to work all of it, so it's
Awesome.
neither here nor there. But it was nice and quiet. There was nobody to bother me. I actually got some stuff done I needed to get done at work. So it's
Awesome.
amazing how much you can get accomplished when there aren't people bugging you to go to meetings and things like that all week.
Sweet.
But
Well, I've
yeah.
actually had a 3 day weekend, so it's been going good so far, and yesterday my wife and I went to go see Candyman, and
Oh, how is that?
really good. I won't get too much into it, but I do recommend it. It's not what people probably would think it would be. Um, how do I put it? Because a friend of mine that I met up today earlier, he asked about it, and I guess the way I put it was, I guess it would be like a smart film. I guess
Hmm.
if if uh, if that's the way I want to say. But it does. All I will say is it does tie into the original, and also it kind of brings everything to full circle. So
Hmm.
that, yeah. So I'll leave it at that. And so I do recommend it. And so hopefully, whenever you get a chance to see it, that you will enjoy it as much as I did. My wife loved it. You know, she loves Jordan Peele. She supports anything he does. And
Yeah.
the director that the girl that directed the film did an excellent job with it. And I think uh, even though a lot of people didn't like it for their own reasons, but sometimes I'm not saying that people aren't allowed to have their opinions, but sometimes some of the things that people say about certain stuff, like when it comes to films and television, it don't make no sense, you
Yeah.
know.
I know
But
a couple friends who really didn't like it, and then they
yeah,
went and watched it again, and they're like, actually, I can see where they're going with this, and I can see what they were doing, and they
that,
actually liked it more the second time than they did watching it the first.
that's why I said it's kind of like a smart movie. You'd have to kind of watch it a couple of times to finally kind of figure out how everything is, because at first it throws a lot at you, but there's a reason why it's presented the way it does, and it touches on a lot of subjects that we deal with today, and a lot of subjects that we've dealt with in the past. You know, way back when. You know, so it's really good. I mean, I went in with no expectations, you know, and coming out of it, I really thought it was a really well made movie, you know. And I understand why some people didn't like it, you know, but at the same time, is that you know it does deal with a lot of stuff that we go through in today's society. So
Yeah, huh, that's good. I don't ever watch horror movies. I haven't. I'm not a big horror fan, which
yeah,
is odd because I do own a whole bunch of horror stuff. I like the concept behind Jason and Freddy and mostly the '80s horror stuff. And then I like thrillers. I'm not a big slasher person, but I've met Tony Todd several times, but he creeped me out because the first time I met him, I had him sign some. He was doing Chuck then, and I had him sign some stuff for Chuck, and I had him already had some stuff from DS9 and stuff, so I didn't bother. Then I met him just about a year later, 8 or 9 months later, at a completely different con.
hmm
He remembered my name. He remembered me and my name, and I was like, should the Candyman remember my name? Is that a good thing? You know, I was like, thank you, Mr. Todd. Please don't kill me.
right.
But
It is pretty creepy, but cool at the same time. You know,
yeah,
out of
very
all
cool.
the people that he meets, you know, he remembers you. You're the standout. So
Yeah. Well, and Mark Shepard, who's on Supernatural,
yeah.
did the same thing. We met about 6 months apart, but it wasn't me he remembered. He remembered me and my name, but he really said, well, where's that cute girl you were with in Denver? I was like,
Ah,
oh well, she couldn't come out this time, Mark. I'm sorry, dude. He's like,
right.
well, that's okay. So, but so what? You said you got a pretty good haul. What'd you pick up recently?
Oh man, where do I begin?
Begin at the
Well,
beginning, and when you get to the end, stop.
right. All right. So let's see. Let me kind of scoot this thing back because I don't have an actual stand that I use for my phone. I got to like stack stuff up so I can like set my little short tripod. All right. So let's see. I don't think the last time we spoke, when we did a stream together, I don't think I showed these off, but I did get one, but I finally found the other one. But I did pick up the Puppet Master stuff,
Oh, nice.
you know. So I had this one for a while, but I
Hmm.
was able to find this one. So he, I
That's
think
the only one
this,
I've seen is that one.
yeah, because I was smart enough to get this one because I knew a lot of people were fans of these two guys, you
Hmm.
know, more so than these guys.
I was surprised that they did those two in their own box. I would have put one I would have flipped those and put one of each in the box so that you would sell both sets.
Right. But it made sense that they did a double pack. So I
Yeah.
mean, they're small enough to where you can compact them, and they made it like it's like they're in the side the actual toy chest. So
Hmm.
that's what's so cool about them. Sorry about the glare, but just so you
Yeah.
can have an
I
idea.
love the packaging on them.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. That's why I'm kind of like, yeah, should I take them out, or should I just leave them in the toy chest, or what?
Yeah, you can just open them like that right there and just sit them on a shelf, and they
Yeah,
look beautiful that way.
yeah. You ain't got to
If I
mess
pick
with them.
one up, I'm definitely that's probably what I'm going to need to do.
And so now I'm just waiting for them to do Six Shooter and Leech Woman and Jester and there's like one other person I forgot. I can't think of them on top of my dome. So,
Hey,
uh,
Gilster, how you doing?
uh,
I know, just saying hey to Gil.
oh, so also now I've gone down the Gremlins rabbit hole.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. So I've already I took him out, and but I couldn't find him for a while, but I did get him. So
Cool.
he's in my living room chilling. And so, of course, you got to have a gizmo. So,
Yeah,
and then had to get her.
nice.
So, but she's the first Ultimates that they did for the new batch.
Yeah.
And so now they got a 2-pack coming out and the Ultimate Brain. So, got to get those. Have to get those. And then, because, they restocked or re released, Stripe and the Ultimate Gremlins, so you can
Uh
find
huh.
them anywhere. I mean, they're stuffed. You get the Gamer Gremlin and the what is the what is the Flasher,
Yeah.
so they're everywhere. So, but you had to go for the ones that they're not gonna be on the shelves that long. So that's
Hmm.
why I saw her like once, and I was like, you know what? If I don't get her now, then I'll never see her again.
Yeah. That's how I feel. As soon as I see the gargoyles, I'll buy one because I know those are going to just disappear.
Yep. And it'll take a while for them to restock them because they'll eventually re-release them, but it'll
Yeah.
probably be like sometime like a year from now.
Yeah.
So because that's what they've been doing. They're doing that with the Karate Kid figures. I've now seen a lot more of the Karate Kid figures
I know
again.
everybody was like, look at these, look at these. I'm like, those were out last year, the year
Yeah.
before. They weren't
So
new.
so good on NECA's part for being able to do that. Just to be able to allow people to get re-releases when they missed out on the first time.
Yeah.
So, and so I don't really get a whole lot of WWE elites.
Hmm.
So when I do, it depends on the character, and if I
Yeah.
have to, if I don't have a particular character from a particular federation. So got me a Bam Bam.
Oh, nice.
This is from his ECW days when he won the television title from Taz. So now I got me a Bam Bam to represent ECW. Now, then I have, let me grab him real quick. I have Bam Bam from the WWE Hasbro days to represent the
Cool.
WWF. And then I don't know where I put him because I did some rearranging, but I do have the Toy Biz Bam Bam from the WCW days. So,
Cool.
so I got all three Bam Bams from three different promotions. So
I
I'm
found
happy.
a couple Bam Bams recently, but their boxes were just crushed. And he's a Colorado guy, so I was going to buy him anyway because I've always liked him. But I can't find a decent package of him. But supposedly they're being shipped in almost full cases now, so we'll see him. Kind of like the Big John Stud. They're shipping full cases to Target of him.
Yeah, you see more of John Studd than you do anybody else.
Yeah.
So recently I did pick up this from Walgreens. So
Cool.
I've been looking for this guy for about a year now. So he's been out for a while, and like my local Walgreens just finally got him in stock. So they had two of them, so I grabbed one of them. Cause I needed
Nice.
Bruce Lee to represent my collection because I'm a huge Bruce Lee fans. I have all his movies, so it's only fair to have a figure of him.
Yeah.
So
I love those Diamond Select Walgreens ones. I have a whole bunch of them for The Nightmare Before Christmas and John Wick and The Rocketeer. And I'll buy the Bruce Lee one when I see it. But every time they put those out, they're perfect. I
right.
love those things.
And so on the Jurassic World side, got several stuff. I think wasn't able to grab every single thing, but I did grab some of the more key pieces. Don't know if you have watched the Camp Cretaceous series.
No, I haven't yet.
You did, or you
No,
didn't?
not yet.
Oh, okay. Well, this might be a little bit of a spoiler then, but this is one of the hybrids that was in the cartoon. So,
Neat. Does it roar? What's it? What it says it makes sound. What's it do?
yes, it has two. Actually, it has three different features. It's got the tail whipping action right here.
Cool.
Can't really do it fully because it's still in package.
Yeah.
And then there's three buttons right here.
Oh, cool.
And then one has a. He looks like it's going to be like a back scratcher. You can put him on your back and he can scratch your back for you. And then cool thing is that this neck is articulated, so you can move his neck around. And the other button,
Cool.
so he does a little roaring sound. So,
Those are
but yeah,
great.
yeah, this is
I've
very
seen a lot of that new Jurassic, the Camp Cretaceous stuff recently, and it all looks beautiful.
yeah. So this one there's another one that I need to find, but this is very toyetic. So for
Yeah.
guys that like action figures with action features, this is one. The other one is a little bit smaller. It comes with one of the campers in a gyrosphere, and he's like posable. He's like the posable one. So he doesn't make any sounds or anything. He's just got a lot of articulation to it.
Yeah.
So a lot of people mainly prefer that one, the smaller one. Um, I didn't grab the T Rex, but I did grab these two. These are now starting to because of the Dino Escape. The new line Dino Escape.
Uh-huh.
These guys come with capture gears. So if you can see down there, there's his capture gear right there where he
Oh
can
yeah, yeah.
prevent him from swinging his tail.
I might have to buy that. The Stegosaurus was always my favorite dinosaur.
So, and then you have this fellow right here. It is called it's a long name. Look how long that name is. Holy
Jeez.
shit. It's the Carcardontosaurus. I don't know. I don't even know if I pronounced it right, but a lot of people call it a car just for the short,
Car cars.
because car.
Carcardinosaurus.
Yeah, Carcodontosaurus. So yeah, it's crazy. It's funny how my wife likes to talk about these names, and she always says to me like half these names don't even make sense to them. They're just like made up.
Oh
So
yeah.
she is right. So and then got a couple of story packs that comes with some of the campers. I'm waiting for the other series to come out because I need, aside from the other Indominus Rex or the Scorpius Rex set with the Kinji, who's one of the campers that come with the gyrosphere. I
Mhm.
was able to find her Yaz with the Raptor.
That's pretty cool.
It was with the little compass and two compies. Then I never did pick. I kind of regret it a little bit, but not so much. But I'm glad I kind of didn't. But Darius, the main character for
Mhm.
the Camp Cretaceous. Uh, Chris, I do highly recommend you watch this series. It is very good. You know, even for a kid's cartoon, it
Mhm.
does have some dark elements in there, but I think you would really enjoy it. You know, if you enjoyed the Lost World films, like the first one in Fallen Kingdom, this the first 3 seasons of the Camp Cretaceous uh, takes place during the middle of the events of Jurassic World, and then it carries on to like the beginning of the events of Fallen Kingdom. So
Huh.
you will see in some of the episodes that you will recognize that um, parts of the movie kind of plays in the elements that's inside the cartoon that kind of carries on. It's like an extended scene, should I say, when it comes with the campers dealing with certain things that are from the Fallen Kingdom, or not from the original Jurassic World movie. So it's really good. You know, if you whenever you get a chance to, when you get caught up with everything else, you know, I do recommend this series.
Okay, I'll add it to my queue.
But so yeah, Darius, he's already been released before in a big box set that came with a Stegosaurus,
Uh,
little mini Bumpy, and a and one of the Baryonyx, because there's a trio of Baryonyx in season 2, and one of it's Limbo, and the other one is uh, Grim, and then I forgot the other one name is. But Grim's been released already, and Limbo uh, was released in the box set with the Stegosaurus and Darius, and the little bitty mini um, Bumpy, the Ankylosaurus. So in this set, you get a Gallimimus, you get Darius, and you get the little um, what is this thing called? Can't remember it. The little thing that, okay, you remember the, oh yeah, the chamber, the Velociraptor chamber is where, if you remember in Jurassic Park 3, where Grant, or not Grant, but the other guy that was with Grant, his student, I
mhm.
forgot his name, but he creates that little raptor chamber for him, you know, where you blow in it and it makes the raptor sound, that
Yeah.
little hollow sound. Well, that's essentially what that is. And then he comes with a little hatchling with Bumpy coming out of the egg.
Mhm.
So cool little features that come with these little story pack sets. So
That's pretty cool.
and then the last thing I picked up from that line is uh, this used to be called Savage Strike figures, but now they changed it to Fierce Force, and I got this one. So I tried to um, this series right here, Dino Escape, is like really heavy repaint season. You know, there's like more repaints than anything, and I think the reason why they kind of more so repaint heavy on this series is because since that um, Jurassic World Dominion has been pushed back till next year,
Yeah.
2022. Um, they had to kind of scramble to put something together so they could fill in that void, because we would have essentially gotten all the movie would have already came out, and we would have gotten all kinds of Dominion figures, you know.
Yeah,
But
they don't want the same thing that happened to Black Widow and everything else to happen
so
again.
since they had to push it back, they kind of had to like fill in the void. So that's why a lot of people are saying that this particular line that they released is really repaint heavy, you know. But they sprinkled in a few new species. So like for this line particularly, I'm trying to avoid repaints as much as possible, unless if I
Uh,
have, with the story pack stuff, I got tons of Gallimimuses. So, but since I needed a Darius, and these little features here, I don't mind it. It's whatever. But if it's just like a regular solo figure like this, I don't need it. But that being said, so this is a brand new species. It's called the Masiakasaurus, and looks weird looking and stuff. So
Got some teeth on it.
yeah, and that's how it was in real life. That if you research Masiakasaurus, their teeth are literally like that. That's how it looks.
Hmm.
And but a lot of people don't like this sculpt because it's not really entirely accurate. But I mean, you got to remember this is a kids line. It's not
It's a
really.
kids show. Yeah, it's an animated series. Hey Tim, how you doing, man?
Hey
Yeah, I
Tim.
like that they're at least trying and they're getting more stuff out.
Yeah,
You know.
and so even though I understand that more collectors, like adult collectors, are collecting these particular lines, but they have their issues when it comes to figures that are made for kids.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
now,
I've heard a lot of pushback against the new Ghostbusters figures. Those
yeah,
ones that are kind of kiddie looking. I loved them and I bought them all already. I don't care. It's new Ghostbusters stuff. I already bought all that other stuff, and the Afterlife stuff has finally started hitting.
yeah,
But I like the idea of that kid stuff because not only will you get younger kids into it, but it's more, since it doesn't have to be photo perfect, you can do more stuff with it.
right. And so one of my more exciting pickups that I was so happy, even though I have the original figure in front of me,
Uh-huh.
but I was able to find this guy.
Nice.
So I
I've
didn't
seen him
know
more and
when I
more
was going to
often.
find one, but I knew I was going to find one eventually. So,
Yeah.
but I do essentially do want to um, take him out and compare him with my original one that I have, even though I don't have none of the accessories or does it work. But to be able to like compare and contrast between the original to that Tiger Electronics made compared to what
Mhm.
it's done. So I
Now,
think
did
that
you find that was that in your collectible section or was that in the normal toy aisle?
this is in a normal toy aisle. Nowhere
Yeah.
when they used to have the um
Mine was in where you had the Predator and the Aliens figures and the Iron Giant and that
yeah,
Robbie
that's
the
what I was
Robot.
saying.
It's all in that bottom row still.
Yep. I
But
still see a sticker that says Turbo Man. You
the
know.
first time I saw them, they were over in the collectibles area, but those weren't where they're supposed to be. They had just gotten them before they got the planogram to tell them where to put it. And so
Yeah.
they just put it out there because the guy was like, I don't know, the collectible people will buy it. And they did.
Yeah. So, but that's
As it was the thanks for rewatching it. It was a good stream with Mr. Rum. It was a lot of fun today.
how did I go?
It was a lot of fun. It was a blast. Rum is always fun, but they were really on point today. All the monkey lizards were hilarious. Hey Brandon, how you doing?
So, um, the last portion of it, I know I'm missing some stuff, but I didn't have a chance to grab all of it, so we'll
Yeah.
save that for another day. But the stuff that I got today is pretty much on topic of what the stream is supposed to be about. Playmates and Star Trek and stuff like that.
Hmm.
So, but this was around the July 4th when they had a sale for these. But there's a store, and I'm pretty sure that you might have one in your area or somewhere in Colorado called Movie Trading Company, or better known as Entertain Mart or Vintage Stock. There's like three different
Hmm.
names. They're all under the same umbrella.
I think we do.
Yeah.
I think we have one.
So uh, this is I saw this and I got it for $12.
Ah, very nice.
Yeah. And I thought this was so cool. Has all the captains for all three series from Deep Space Nine, Classic Trek, and Next Generation. So I thought that was really cool. So
That is
the
very cool.
so I think Cisco and Nerys, there are pretty much a repack. I don't think they did do a chance to alter their uniforms, but
Yeah.
but for Picard
They
and
hadn't
Riker,
shown them in any kind of type of dress uniform yet.
yeah. But everybody else, they're all different. So like with Spock and Kirk, those are
Yeah.
different. You know, you can only get it in this box set, and same with Picard and Riker. You know, so thought that was really cool. And maybe I'll be able to eventually, when I get more shelving, I can take them out and display them like that. You know, on their little stand. Um, Also back then for that sale at Movie Trading Company in my area, I did pick up some Star Trek stuff. So the first figure I got is Tosk.
Cool.
Yeah,
Bad
so
episode, good figure.
yeah, I love that episode. It's just like Tosk is so humble and everything, and the fact that he knew what his purpose was, and even though he did appreciate everybody trying to help him, try to live a better life, and try to get him
Mhm.
out of whatever situation he was in. He was just like, no, that's what I'm made for. I was born this way, and I have to live out my duties. If I die, I die. And it's like his whole purpose is to be hunted.
Mhm.
You
I thought it
know,
was interesting that they revisited almost the exact same storylines when they introduced the Jim Hadar.
yeah,
And Bashir and them were trying to say, but you could be better than you are. And they're like, but we are fine with who we are.
yeah.
Stop trying to make us something we're not.
And you can't have Tusk without him.
Ah, nice. Hunter of Tosk.
Yep. It makes sense, right?
Oh, yeah.
Got to have the hunter and the hunted. So, and also, I might have mentioned this before, but I might have showed it for. I don't remember,
Hmm.
but I do have Rom and Nog. So,
Cool.
and
I
so
hated
Nog,
the way they did that Nog figure.
yeah, it's just like a little piece of rubber.
Yeah, he's just a PVC figure. You know, I
Yeah,
never felt they did Nog good, but
of
it's the
course.
same way in the Fistful of Data's Worf, and they did that Alexander figure in the same thing, in just a PVC looking figure.
And last but not least, I did go to a store in my area called Retro Madness. It's in the DFW area, and they got three locations. And one of the main locations, or the first location, is located in Bedford, Texas, which is probably about from where I'm at, probably about 30 minutes away.
Hmm.
And they got a location in Arlington, Texas, and in Fort Worth, Texas. I got a buddy of mine that lives in Fort Worth, and the Fort Worth location is uh, practically new. I think they've been open for about a year now. But anyway, so on their Facebook page, I saw a foot soldier, and I needed because I'm trying to get the whole nine back for the '88 series for Ninja Turtles.
Hmm.
So I'm almost there. But one of the hardest figures to get these days is the foot soldier.
Yeah.
Even if it's just with no accessories, there's just super hard because everybody wants to army build them and stuff.
Yep.
And so I saw that they had posted that they got a foot soldier in, and I hit him up, my buddy Uber Hulk, and I said, hey, if you can, if not, then I understand, but do you mind going and picking me up this foot soldier? And it was cheap and reasonably priced, and so that's the only reason why I wanted it, because it was affordable.
Yeah.
Because foot soldiers, they're like what, they 30 to 35, $40 just like this, you
Yeah.
know.
They're hard.
And so uh got him for $25. So I thought that was a hell of a deal, and that's why I had to jump on it, because I knew that if I didn't, I probably wouldn't be able to get another chance at a foot soldier for a very long time.
Yeah. Have your Walmart started getting the new repackaged turtles yet?
Um, not in my town, but or in the surrounding areas, yes. And I've seen a couple of them, but I'm not interested in it because I still got my original vintage ones, and that's all I really need. You
Mm-hmm. Hang on a sec. I don't know what this is. Ahoy hoy. That's me. Oh no, sorry, I'm in the middle of stuff. All right, all right, bye bye. And block. I hate this time of year because politicians have taken. They're not supposed to call you if you're on the do not call list, but the politicians here in Colorado took themselves out of that law, so they can call you all they want, and I hate that. I'm like, I will vote for who I'm going to vote for. Leave me alone.
right. I
Yeah, and
remember.
yeah, I don't know if I'll buy any of them or not. I might, but I still have some of the original ones on the original card, so I don't really need them for anything.
Right.
But I don't know, maybe.
I mean, if I didn't have the vintage ones, then yeah, I probably would have picked it up and just had left them on card because for the retro style purposes. But but I don't have a really need for them now. If I was able to see the retro or re-release of the Turtle Band, yes, I would pick that up in a heartbeat because I don't have the original one, and the
Yeah,
original one goes over well over $100 complete or even non-complete. You know, so but so yeah, this was gifted to me from him, so really appreciate that. But the stuff I did get, um, very happy because one, uh, they had a lot of things that I needed to add to my collection. I even put back some things that I don't normally would put back because I needed these items more because you kind of had to kind of go by how hard certain things are difficult to find these days and stuff. So
yeah,
I essentially had like I had one of the aliens from the Kenner Aliens that I needed. I had the Queen face hugger in my hand, and I put her back because in favor of these. I also had a Toy Biz uh, vampire. I think it was the Morbius one from the Spider-Man Vampire Wars series from Toy Biz. I
hmm
had put him back, and there's a few other things I put back, but I'm glad I did because I found me a crane,
Ooh,
and
nice.
he's complete with both arms and gun, and he's got his little shield. So this was $15, and normally he would go about 35, probably $50, give or take, depending on the condition. So that was a no-brainer there. And then I was able to um, get me a complete ace duck with the
Nice.
hat and gun and belt
Wow.
and all four eggs. The
Jeez.
bombs. So
Was
$15.
that Andy's? Did it say Andy on his foot?
Yeah, yeah, I did. I saw that too. So Andy, I have your toy. Appreciate it. It's gonna be well kept in my collection.
Nice.
But but yeah. So I got a complete H duck for $15, and normally these guys go for what do you $50 complete with the eggs and stuff, the egg bombs. So
Yeah.
it's like I said, there's some things I had to pick and choose and decide because I did have a complete Panda Con in my hand, but there's only so much I wanted to spend. I could have easily got them, but I can see Panda Con is not a rarity like it would be with some other guys.
hmm
So I finally got me a Casey Jones. He's not complete, but I'm happy that I was able to get his bag and his bat, and he's
hmm
missing his golf club and his second bat. but I can pick those up easily off of eBay. So that was no biggie. But I do know that Casey Jones is a more popular character, and he's a little bit more sought after than Panda Con is.
Yeah.
you know, and so and typically this guy goes for about 35, 40, just the way he is. So I got him for 15. So that that was uh that was a good day right there when it comes to vintage turtles. So very happy with it.
Guido, I got this as a vintage collector shirt. I got this from Left Coast Graphics on his website. He sells pins and stuff, but he also has a second site that he sells T-shirts and stuff of his pins and stuff like that. And I got 3 or 4. I had to. They were pretty cool, pretty cheap too. Yeah, Toy Story reference.
So what you think of what I picked up?
Pretty cool. I do like those. All those new dinosaurs are really cool. I don't like their packaging because I don't like the openness of it. Because you can see I stack things, and so those aren't stackable. But I love the design of them, and I love the look of them. I really like the packaging. I really wish they'd release a wave of those 3.5 figures on a card separate, and I would probably buy all of them in a heartbeat. But it's a good way to get people to buy the dinosaurs, so you get the kid with the dinosaur. So I do love them, and the kids love them. I mean, they sell out all the time. I was at a Walmart a couple days ago, and it's not just that they're one of the only things left on the shelves to buy. The kids really enjoyed looking at them and making the sounds, and that's what toys are meant to be.
Yeah,
They're not meant to make me happy. They're made to make 7-year-olds happy,
right.
and the 7-year-old inside me happy. Um, but
That's
yeah,
why
that's
that's why I think it's funny when grown adults collectors they complain about kids' toys.
yeah.
I get what they're saying and stuff, but I've seen people who do reviews on especially these Jurassic World stuff about how inaccurate the sculpt is and how they don't like certain features of it and they wish they would do this and do that, and I'd just be like puzzled because I'm like, and then they will say after they do their rant they'll say, yes, I know this is made for a kid's toy, but most adult collectors collect these too as well. So it's just like they're not gonna.
There are companies that make photorealistic, scientifically accurate dinosaurs.
Yeah,
Go buy those then. This is Jurassic Park.
yeah.
It's never supposed to have been
This is
scientifically accurate because they're not real dinosaurs. They're hybrids made with a frog. They're not supposed to be perfect. It's that kind of stuff drives me nuts too.
yeah, it's just like I said, they're entitled to their own opinion and stuff, but dude, it's just
I
like
mean, like I really don't like. Now I can't remember the name of it. What is the kids Star Wars line?
yeah, I know what
Um,
you're talking about. I can't think of the name of it either.
I don't like them because that's all the toys I can find. However, they are actually pretty neat looking if they were a different size or something, but they're trying to force that in, and I don't like that. And you know, when a store I go to has 2 full rows of blurgs and not one of them move in 2 weeks, well, that tells you that line is not selling. It's even the only Star Wars stuff to buy, and it's still not selling. Now, the Darth Maul stuff sold, and there was a Captain Rex, I think, or somebody like that. Those sold right out.
Yeah.
But they're shipping too many of certain things, and there's too many Grogu's. My Walmart has a whole bottom row of the same Grogu, and the show's not on. He's not popular anymore. Move on.
Yeah, I
But
mean, he ran his course. He had a good 2 seasons run, and it died down after that.
yeah,
Nobody's gonna
oh yeah,
really be
Mission
thinking.
Fleet. That's what it is.
Mission Fleet. Yes,
Yeah,
yeah. It's like it's overstuffed.
yeah. Opinions are like yellow stormtroopers. We all have at least 5.
But but yeah, it just like they did away with the 5 POA line, like right before the what was the last Star Wars movie that was
Rise of
on?
Skywalker.
Skywalker, yeah.
Yeah.
And then they pretty much replaced it with the vintage collection. I didn't even bother to buy anything the last Star Wars vintage collection because I was so bummed out because I wanted to complete my 5 POA line because I have all the I basically, and I probably should do a video on these one day, but I basically have everything from that's 5 POA. Well, I wouldn't say everything, but I do have all the single cards and pretty much all the double packs and maybe a couple of special edition packs of 5 POA of Force Awakens. And I do have majority of the Rogue One figures. I'm only missing 3 single carded ones, and they're like super hard to get. Like Galen Erso, I still need him. I do need what's his name? LaFala, Sergeant LaFala. You know, I think there's the black guy that was in
Mhm.
there, kind of like I think in the middle of the film or towards the end. I think that's his name, LaFala. And then I am missing one more, and can't remember his name. It looks like General Akbar, but he's like different color, like he's like kind of
Oh
blue.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, him.
Radix, General Radix.
Radix, yes, him. So I need those three, and then I'm missing the 2 pack that comes with the Shore Trooper and the character that's kind of like looks like a monkey.
Oh
Um,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, him. So I'm missing that. And then on the Last Jedi, I have all the I pretty much have all the single cards of that. And then I am yeah, Sifla. What's his name? David. Yes, Sifla. That's who it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are difficult. They're expensive too. I mean, this like
Well, that's
especially
because you know where those ended up, right?
yeah,
Dollar store.
dollar, yeah. And
Dollar Tree got boxes and boxes and boxes of Rogue One figures,
mhm.
and then they got Last Jedi figures,
Yeah,
and then um, Five Below
Five
still
Below. Yeah,
get
using them.
some random Last Jedi stuff.
So, so with the Last Jedi, the only I have all the single carded figures of that and double packs and the little 5 figure box set that they came out with. And then like the only thing I'm missing from that is the First Order Trooper. That's it. I can't find anyone anywhere. A First Order Trooper. That's all I needed, and they go for crazy money. And
Yeah.
um, then what was it? What was after what, Solo? I think yeah, Solo. I have the complete set of that. I have both play sets. I have all the single carders and double packs. No, well the only one I'm missing was I don't know if it's still a Canadian Toys R Us exclusive, but I think it was the C3PO and RTT2 pack that was from the uh, I think it's from the New Hope. They made the
Mhm.
figures from the New Hope line, and then that's the only one I'm missing from that. And then when it was time for the Skywalker film, that's when they said, "Oh, we're done with 5 POA." And I was just
Yeah.
like, "What?" And so that killed it for me. And so I think
Well,
the last set that they put out that was 5 POA was that cartoon with Poe Dameron and
Galaxies of Adventure was the
yeah,
last
yeah,
like POA
that was it.
stuff.
But I'd never
Yeah.
picked any of those up, and I found all of them at Five Below. Still didn't.
Hmm. That's where I got most of mine.
So, but yeah, that was a bummer. No more
Yeah.
5 POA. So
Well, and it's one of those stupid things where I know people get tired of me saying this. Well, let's before we move on. Um, there is a lot of cool stuff coming. Now, what in 2 weeks we have the first episodes of Star Wars Visions coming. I would very much like to know if Hasbro is going to do anything for those. I don't know if they'll do Black Series figures or a different series of stuff, because those are so stylized, and every episode is completely different art style. So I don't know if Hasbro will put the money in to do that. I think the next thing from Disney Plus that we're going to get figures for is definitely Book of Boba Fett, and then the Cassian show.
Mhm.
We'll definitely get some stuff for Cassian because they'll be able to reuse that head sculpt. It's all
Yeah.
about reuse with Hasbro. Um, and then Ahsoka will be next year, I think. I'm not sure if Ahsoka's next year or Obi-Wan's next year too.
Yeah, Obi-Wan.
Yeah, because this year we have
Both.
Visions and then Boba Fett,
Yeah.
because we've got the Hawkeye show next after that, and then there's something else, and then Book of Boba Fett. I think there's a Star Wars, two Marvels, and a Star Wars
Yeah,
coming out.
I just resub I said resub. Uh just yeah, I guess I could say resub. I just resubbed to Disney Plus, so I'm behind on the Loki series, the What If series, the Captain Falcon series. So
Mm-hmm.
I got a lot of catching up to do on
You
that
want to
end.
watch a fun? Do you have kids?
No.
No. Well, even if you don't, there's a cute little show on called Doug, and it's Doug the dog from Up
Oh,
and
okay.
Carl and their own little adventures at the house. It's hilarious and cute. And the first episode is him versus a squirrel, which is very funny. It's a very cute little show. But just to add something else to your list of Disney Plus to try and catch up on.
So far, I'm far behind as much as I am as it is. But I think
Yeah,
that
it's
show to watch.
well. Anyway, yeah, that 2-pack with Biston is hard.
Yeah, Biston. Yeah, I couldn't even think of it. Yeah. Um, yeah, those are the ones I need to finish out the Road One. So
Well, and
I would,
I've always said, and I might have even said this back last time we talked, was I've always thought that the way the Disney the way Hasbro was forced to do figures is what destroyed the Star Wars line. Because with releasing a movie every year, you didn't have time to put stuff out and have it sit on the shelf and have two or three series of something before you had to hurry up. You know, The Force Awakens had to hurry up because it had Rogue One behind it, and it had to hurry up because it had Last Jedi behind it. It had to hurry up because of Han Solo, and it had to hurry up because of Rise of Skywalker. And so at one point, you had at least two or three different Star Wars films taking up the same space, all in different packaging, some on clearance, some brand new. And I think it really confused not us, because we understood what was going on, but the kids didn't understand why there was a Darth Vader on a Rogue One card, or why characters from Rebels were on Rogue One cards. And I really think that hurt them, and that they should have used the classic retro, whatever you want to call it, Star Wars card, and just put 5 POA on those for each series. And I think they would have sold better. I know they wanted to keep it for the vintage collection,
yeah, yeah,
or create a new card, like like they did for when they did 30th anniversary. Everything was on this set, and it came with 6 different movies on this card back.
hmm
And we understood what it was. We understood that all those people weren't in the same movie, or even in the same television series, or in case of the Ralph McQuarrie stuff, didn't even really exist.
yeah,
But we were able to go, and all it had one voice.
yeah,
And I think when it lost its one voice, it lost the ability to put an Admiral Akbar in a Force Awakens package and then repackage him later. Um,
yeah. It's
Plus, you
funny.
had stuff like the episode 3, because
Yeah,
it was, of course, the last series before they started Clone Wars stuff, there were 93 figures in the episode 3 packaging. We got 27 for The Force Awakens. And all of those were, and that had a Yoda in it, and it had a Darth Vader in it, and it had a Ben Kenobi in it. It didn't even have all the characters from the movie in it.
Yeah, it's
And
funny that you say that because I pretty much had took them down because I'm rearranging my toy room, and I pretty much had took down all my Star Wars. The only thing I haven't yet to take down is all my single carded. Uh, God, I wish this thing would come with a front camera because front camera, not face camera, but the other way. I wish we could be allowed to switch it because I would go over there so we could discuss this. But anyways, so the only thing Star Wars I have on my wall is all my single carded Force Awakens card back, and like half of them is Force Awakens, and the other half you got from different movies, and you got from Rebels. You got
yeah,
from Rebels and something else. I can't think of it. So, like you said, it has General Akbar. I'm looking at the General Akbar card back right now with the Force Awakens card back on it. So basically, I'll from what I can see from where I'm at, check this out. So the top row, you have what's that girl? Phasma. Phasma. You got Phasma, then you got Kylo Ren, and then you got Luke from I want to say Return of the Jedi.
it's
And then
from,
you
I
have
think it's from Bespin.
yeah. I
Yeah,
can't really see because I'm at a distance. So if I get it wrong, my apologies.
that's
So
fine.
then you got Poe Dameron, and then you have like the TIE fighter pilot, and then you have something else. And then you got a First Order snowtrooper. Then you got Rey, and then you got Darth Vader from one of the original trilogies, and then you got a character that we never even saw in the film. Um, what's his name? That peg warmer that everybody did.
Constable Zevo.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, Zuvo. Yeah, and then you got the flame trooper, and then you have Finn. Then you jump down on the third row, and then you pretty much have like three other characters from the Force Awakens, and then you sprinkle in somebody from Rebels, and then it's just weird how they did that. It's like because if you remember back in the Kenner days, they only focused on the characters that were in that particular movie, or each time they put out a new movie. But then
Yeah.
again, you had a gap between them. You had Star Wars, the first one from '77, and then you have Empire Strikes Back, and then you have Return of the Jedi. That was like what 3 years apart or so,
Yeah.
and they never did add anybody from the first film when they made any of the Return of the Jedi figures. So it's just
Yeah.
weird how now, um, all these years later, after so many Star Wars lines and stuff, when they first started the vintage card collection and all that stuff, and then now Star Wars had been gone for a cool minute, and then when the Force Awakens, they just flooded everywhere, from the Dollar Tree to Five Below to uh,
Yeah.
pretty much every store, because there's like they would put up signs saying Star Wars is back, and then all the character selections that they had, half of them didn't have nothing to do with the movie, and that's what
Yeah.
was so funny to me. And I'm just like, man, why did I spend all that money on buying characters that had nothing to do with Force Awakens? That's the whole point.
Well, and yeah, and then those 2 packs came out, and there was a Boba Fett. Boba
Yeah,
Fett's not in that, and yeah, you were right. It's actually is Luke from Jedi,
yeah,
but I kind of understood why the Bespin Luke and the Vader were there, because there was supposed to be a scene when when she first touches the uh, lightsaber, she's transported to Bespin, and she can hear the fight going on. She's supposed to be able to see the fight.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why those figures are made. I feel bad for Hasbro because, you know, here, you have that Captain Zevo, you have a couple droids and stuff like that that weren't even in the movie that ended up getting figures simply because they didn't know. And I think that's why they killed the 5 point line for Rise of Skywalker, because that movie wasn't even finished until 2 weeks before it came out.
So yeah, there's my wall right there. Yeah. So I pretty much got all of them lined up. So I know as
And the
far as
packaging was nice on them and stuff, but again, why do we get an Ezra figure in that? You
yeah,
know,
you see him right there.
yeah. Why is the what is it, the eighth um, Inquisitor is in
Yeah.
there for no reason, and it's just messy because that's not the Force Awakens. So
No,
why
it
do we
was.
why do we have a Rex in that? And
Yeah,
you
he's
know,
all down there at the bottom. It's like I never understood their selection for these figures. Granted, I was happy that I got.
honestly, that packaging does not say Force Awakens on it.
No, it doesn't.
It just says Star Wars and it has Kylo on it. So then they should have changed the packaging. How they used to do that with the orange series and the green series of original in the 90s, and they
Yeah,
had Obi-Wan in the corner, and then the next series had Vader in the corner. Well, they could have done that for the next wave for Rogue One and put, you know, somebody up in the corner for Rogue One, KSO, K2SO or something, and then done the same thing and just had different. I don't know. It just seems to me that they missed an opportunity, but in a way, it wasn't their fault.
right.
Simply because they were put into a corner. Oh, well, if anybody hasn't subbed to GeForce, get over there. He's only 12 away from 400.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah, so that'll be cool. Um, but yeah, and then of course, yeah, we won't get into the story problems. We're sticking to the stuff they did wrong with the toys.
I remember when Phasma came out in toy form, everybody loved her
Yeah,
without even knowing what the character was about, especially her
we
Black Series character. I even one time I even had her Black Series character, but I got out of the Black Series
the
after
figure
probably
is
like
so cool.
yeah,
The
and
figure looks cool. It's the Darth Maul syndrome all over again.
she should have had a more prominent role in The Last Jedi, than what they gave it for because you
Yeah.
figured, okay, so in The Force Awakens, we introduce her. She's supposed to be this general, badass looking, is gonna finally, you know, get her due. And then when The Last Jedi came around, it was just nothing. It's
Ooh.
like it seemed like her role got smaller and they just like killed her off. And then like it's
Well, and that's how, if you look at it, that's how everybody's story got.
it's like what
Poe's story got smaller, Finn's story got smaller. Even Leia's story got smaller so that we have this fake romance between Rey and Kylo. And I will never understand why that was forced upon us. Um, you know, Considering that all of the sequel trilogies all take place in just over a year, and there's no time between episodes 7 and 8. There's just about a year gap between episodes 8 and 9. So in just over a year, she went from being kidnapped, tortured, abused, having her mind ripped open, to, oh, I love you so much, I can fix you. Yay. No, 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 no. Oh, you blew up 5 planets worth of people. That's okay.
you
I can
can
fix you.
you can thank Ryan Johnson for that one.
Yeah. And then
He,
JJ came
he
back and
pretty
made it
much
worse by trying to
he
do everything back.
yeah he pretty much ruined everything that J.J. Abrams worked hard to build. And then once he got the reins, he's like, nope, I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna follow suit. And then
See,
J.J.
Gilster's
Abrams had to
absolutely
go back
right.
and try to fix everything, which it didn't
Yeah.
really work. Especially with when Carrie Fisher passed away. that really put a damper on everything, because the point of the Skywalker film, the last one, that was going to be the more focal point on her and her character, as far as what her and the rebels were about.
Mhm.
But they had to use these CGI stuff to kind of insert her in there, and it just looked
Yeah.
awful. Now
Well,
thinking about it, I did like the film when I first watched it, but as more time progressed, went by, and the more I thought about it, it was just a bad film. It just was not
yeah.
good at all. It
Well,
wasn't good.
Gilster's right. We really should be getting episode 8 about right now. There should have
Should
been a 3-year gap in between them, and we should have been getting that film around now or last Christmas.
Yeah.
And then episode 9 would still be a couple more years away. And, everybody likes to pick on the prequels, but at least it had a plan, and it gave itself space in between those movies to course correct things that were going wrong with the film.
So
He saw that nobody liked Jar Jar, so he course corrected and removed him from some of the storyline. He saw in episode 2 that everybody was like, we don't actually like the romance between Anakin and her. It doesn't feel right. It feels forced. Anakin's a big crybaby, and he course corrected into episode 3. But the way they were doing it, you were almost shooting. I mean, they were almost completely done with a script for The Last Jedi before Force Awakens even hit the theaters. So it's hard to course correct when you're already. It's the same problem with Batman versus Superman and Justice League. Before Batman versus Superman came out, they were already getting ready to shoot Justice League. And then that train wreck hit, and they couldn't fix anything because they were literally shooting the next week. And that's what brought down the Snyderverse.
yeah.
But I mean, and Dave's right. If you've read the Phasma book and the comic, to get her whole story, she should have been so much cooler.
Yeah.
And that's what I don't like is they're using the expanded universe, the books and the comics, to retroactively try and fix all these characters. Because now you have General Holdo from the movie, Miss Pink dress. She was not well dressed for that film. But now that the extra stuff is out, you find out that her and Leia have been lifelong friends, that she was actually a tactician teacher at the academy, that there's other stuff that make her the right pick to be in charge. And she was a civilian, which is what Leia wanted instead of putting Akbar in charge, because they'd always had a civilian in charge of their fleet, like Mom Mothra, and that's what she wanted. Well, that explains everything. You could have just said that in the movie, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Out of all the films that they recently released, Force Awakens, I can tolerate that one. I can watch that all the time. The other two, Jedi and Skywalker, not so much. I could tolerate Last Jedi a little bit to a certain extent, but Skywalker, no. I don't think I would watch that movie anytime soon. Probably like it'd be a while. I would have to be in a mood and be like, oh, you know what? Let me see if I can check out the new trilogy again.
Yeah.
So, but I do love Rogue One. I love Solo. Those two are like my favorites of the new ones, of the 5 films that they've released. I just
I would
love
still
those.
like to know what happened to those 2 movies. I would still love to know the behind the scenes stuff of why their directors were kind of removed, what reshoots were all done, especially with like Solo, when they're saying like 60% of the movie was reshot. I would like to know what the old story was, or if it is the same story, but somehow Ron Howard was able to get a better performance out of everybody.
A lot of people
But
didn't like Solo. Or from
the
the
more
people
I
I
watch
know,
Solo, the more I like it.
I
I
like
couldn't
Solo.
get around him. I don't I don't particularly like him because I don't feel he's Han. He's this little boy who just seems to luck into things. He's not Han. But the more I watch it, the more I see that the things that make Han are the things that are coming up in his life.
Right.
That he was this you know, Oliver Twist type character
Mm-hmm.
that becomes Han Solo later. And so I like Solo the more I watch it. Rogue One I've always really liked. I just wish they hadn't killed everybody.
Well,
Um,
that was the sacrifice that that had to be made in order for it to for them to be
yeah,
free. You know.
but not in the original script.
Well,
The
yeah,
original script had several of them live, and
I
it would
guess
have
that's
made more
part of it.
sense.
Yeah.
Why are we even getting a Cassian show?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Like, what's the point of having the the
All the
Cassian show?
Cassian show will do is show us how the Republic was getting fighters together and how they were more gray than we want them to be. I don't particularly like the graying of Star Wars. Star Wars is supposed to be black and white, good and evil. And now they keep adding these characters that are like, well, you know, they're all anti heroes now, or yeah, they do some bad things, but because they do good things in the end, they're good people. No, that's not the hero's journey. That's not, you know, that's not what we want, or not what I want. I like that Cassian used to be a separatist, that his family was a separatist, but he wouldn't have been a separatist because he would have been like 8 during what is now the Bad Batch.
Yeah.
Um, so there's no reason for him to have any loyalty to the separatist movement at all. So it's interesting that his family still remains rebels and just changes from being separatists to being anti empire, which is the same thing you see with um, Guerrera, Saul Guerrera, and his group.
Hmm. I got
In
his
the
book
Bad
too as
Batch,
well.
did you watch all the Bad Batch?
Like I said, I just resubbed to Disney Plus, so I missed all of that.
I think you'll enjoy the Bad Batch because you'll be able to watch it as one giant arc.
Okay, cool.
I think a lot of people had problems with it as a weekly show because sometimes it felt very like video gamey, like side questy,
Mm.
like we're only filling time. But I've watched the entire thing from beginning to end now, and I think it works much better. Um, but in it, you'll see Saul Guerrera again, and it's like it's day 2 of the Empire, and he's fighting. It's like, for what, dude? They've asked you to get driver's licenses and social security cards, is what basically the Empire's asking you to do, and you have flipped out and are going to be the voice and the people and blah blah blah. It's like, we understand what the Empire becomes. That's not what they are right now. Now they're just bureaucrats. But I think you'll actually really like it.
Oh, looking forward to it.
Yeah,
So,
I do think that Blue's right. Ray should have actually been Sith, and Ben should have started out good. We should have had a completely separate type of thing, which is originally how Lucas set it up. But Disney didn't want that.
you remember how earlier in there you had mentioned that a lot of people um, felt that Anakin was whiny in episode 2. Well,
Yeah,
that's where you think Kylo gets his whininess from.
exactly. And it's
It's
and
from he
and
gets it from
that's
his grandfather. And
well,
a
and
lot of people.
he comes
But
by it differently. There's a book called Bloodlines,
yeah,
and it's a great book. But that's where you first see the chink in Ben's armor because he's training with Luke, everything's going great, and then somebody finds out that because this isn't apparently not widely known at all
yeah.
that Luke and Leia are brother and sister, and that Anakin Skywalker is her father. Um, and all hell breaks loose in the Senate because she's running to replace Mon Mothra, and it just all her allies turn on her. The people turn on her, and then Ben finds out that he's been lied to his whole life, and that Darth Vader is actually his grandfather. And that's kind of where he starts going down the dark path. And now with retconning stuff, you can see how the Emperor was able to get into his mind and start messing with it. However, because of retconning, we also know that Anakin is actually a Force ghost and should have just been able to step in at any second and been like, whoa, hang on a sec. That's not what I meant. That's not what's going on here. Cool your jets, kid. But because they didn't decide until Rise of Skywalker that Yoda could come back and affect the universe and everything else, that throws a hole into their entire plot. But yeah, he's just as whiny. And Luke was bitchy. He was teenagery. I'm going to Tossie Station. Ah, but not in The Empire Strikes Back, not in Return of the Jedi. He did that for like one bit before he, watched his family be murdered, basically,
Yeah.
and wander off and fight for the Republic.
Um, I wanted to ask you something. If Playmates was to get or had the license of Star Wars, do you think we would have gotten Star Wars figures like the Star Trek figures?
Yes, I think they would have tried to buck the trend and go on. And there are prototypes. When the license came up, Playmates actually did make some prototypes for Star Wars figures, and they looked pretty good. I still think Star Trek's their best work,
Yeah.
apart from turtley stuff. But um, it's yeah, I think they would have continued that size of figure
Yeah.
because their thing were they tried 3.5 when they did the new Star Trek movies, and that didn't work out too well. Um, Mostly because I think they tried to do too many sizes simultaneously, and that's and Blue is saying that's the best Picard figure. That is true. However, my favorite one of him is as Locutus.
Well, here's from Series 2.
Yep. Yeah. And I liked him better in the DS9 outfitty type stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm still working on my Star Trek collection. This is
I
like,
got a small box of them over here. When they did the different sizes, and I love the Borg. Yeah, that Locutus is awesome.
yeah.
And who's this? I don't even know who's in this box. Oh, another horrible episode, but a pretty decent figure.
Okay.
It's Geordie LaForge from as a Tuctelian 3 alien.
Yeah, I got
Oh,
him somewhere. I think
Sayla,
let's see. Yeah, I have her.
liked her. Um, and there she is with her. Because then I had to buy both of them because one has a uh, coin and one has the card. So I have to buy duplicates of half of these figures because there's two different versions. Yeah. Yep.
Because I do want
I
to
wish
get
you would
the
glow in the dark.
yeah, I do want to get the Toy Fair one, the one that's blue color, that color right there on the card,
Yeah.
or Hog or whatever that is. Um, but yeah, I do want to get that other version as well. And then
Oh, there he is. Yeah, you're right. I mean, that he's just a great figure.
yeah, and then I got both Rikers from Series 1 and 2.
Nice. Do you
I
have
got
the ripped shirt one? Is that the ripped shirt one or yeah?
yeah, this is from the first series. So I pretty much I'm caught up on this one on the the 8
Sparkly.
back or 10 back card. So now I am working on getting the rest of them. So and then here is the series 2 one right here. Why did he make his hands like that? It's like huge.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they were doing with that.
So, but yeah, I got that's why it got me excited when you suggested that, to talk about Playmates toys and Star Trek toys.
Madar.
Because one, I think now Playmates has taken over as the number 2 spot that I collect the most besides Kenner.
Yeah.
So, and
Well, and I'm glad to see Playmates coming back again
yeah,
because they're making
thoughts of
that
that.
turtle stuff. They've got a Disney license. I picked up a Nightmare Before Christmas figure they made recently. And it's like I'm glad to see they're back because when I looked at them earlier in the year during Toy Fair and stuff, they had nothing. They didn't really have any licenses, and it was sad to see. But mostly looks like Series 1 box.
Yeah.
But I'm happy to see him back in Trek. I'm really hoping that the Disney, I love that one. Gowron.
Yeah, I got him too. Man, I got all of them.
I would really just like new figures with better sculpts. Because this size is perfect. Oh, DS9. Little Miles. Oh, there he is. And the real man. Q.
Yeah, that I need to get. Let's see.
Another O'Brien. Oh, nice, Odo.
Yep.
He's
His leg is a little. I don't know what happened to his leg. He came out the package like that, and it's like all
on Warrior Wharf.
Melted. Some had happened, like melted away, so he can't.
Yeah.
He can't fully bend.
So far. Dathon.
You got a ton of them.
Oh, I have all of them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I have all of the Trek figures, except for, of course, the thing that killed the series, the 1701 figures. So as soon as they did that, I almost stopped collecting completely because they had basically stopped me from being able to have a complete collection. And that really annoyed me quite a lot.
Everything all right? Yep, 2 corpses, everything's fine.
And so I didn't. Don't go back. How come stuff that comes out of the box fine, but doesn't go back in the box the way you took it out?
This is how it always is.
Yeah, they always have like one extra figure, and I'm like, well, how did I get that in the box last time? But when they did this, but as individual carded figures.
Yeah, a lot of people were unhappy about that because that was supposed to be like a special edition and nobody could find it.
Yeah, they were Spencer's exclusives.
Yeah.
And so not only were there only 1,700 of each one of these figures made, but they were exclusive to Spencer's. And I do have Barkley because the Spencer's manager knew me and said, "Hey, I think this is a new figure." Ooh, that's dirt. So I do have that one. But Playmates was great for everything. They make accessories, and you make battleships.
Yeah.
And then later they got into more doll sizey stuff. So you got the 9-inch figures, and then the 12-inch figures.
Nice.
Janeway. But and then they got they even got into they saw how well the Micro Machines stuff sold, so then they got into Micro Machines making stuff for Trek. And I'm really hoping they go back to all this stuff.
I'm pretty sure that
for a long time I only collected Star Wars and Star Trek. You know, whether it's the Galoob figures or even now, you know, the new reactions. But then I branched out because, you know, Star Wars stopped making stuff, sort of, and then Star Wars just disappeared, or Star Trek, I mean. And so I started buying other things to, you know, gotta buy something, gotta spend the money. Can't just save money. That's not how the world works.
No,
But
never.
I, you know, Dave, I probably will at some point. At some point, I'm going to get all my Trek figures back out again, and my Lord of the Rings and something else. Yay, got in.
Yeah, I love this figure. It looks just like her too.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to give them credit with the face scan that they did back in the day.
Yeah.
So it's just
I
like
mean, they really did, and
90s.
you know, Playmates. I don't think people give them enough credit for how good their sculpts were, and not just on the Trek stuff, but I mean, like one man is pointing out, their Simpson stuff is incredible, and they make literally almost every character who's ever been on any episode. And it will be interesting to see how those new ones at Super 7 are doing. So, but yeah, and I hope they go back and do classic Trek stuff and not just Discovery and Picard. Grand Nagus.
Yeah.
Nice. Both Grand Naguses.
Yeah.
Now you need the
I love that episode.
Grand Naguses.
Yeah, I love that episode when Quark just ran and took advantage of it and everything, and then Rom was out to try to kill him and shit because he needed to be it, and they thought their daddy passed away, and he was like, "No, you idiot," you know, because he had that condition, that underlying condition where he would just fall asleep for like the longest, you know, and everybody thought he was dead and stuff, and so yeah, that episode is funny as hell. They did a good job. Look at that head sculpt.
Dave, I saw that. That is crazy because those Mego mirror sets were barely out here.
Oh yeah.
And then they were just gone. So yeah, I don't know. I actually kind of was surprised that Mego survived this year, but they're branching out into a whole bunch of new stuff.
They have to.
Well, they've got the word on the street is they have almost every major license now and can make stuff for almost literally everything. Nice. That's the same character. That's the same actor.
Yeah. There's a if you're interested, I'll send you a link after we do the stream. But there is a YouTube channel. I know it's called Mike and Keith something, but all they do is they do their whole stitch was is called Look at My Star Wars Toys, and that's all they talk about and go over is nothing but Playmate stuff. And they do podcasts, and they do reviews, and it's a very, very good, informative channel if you want to know about Star Wars figures. Because the guy Keith, he's been obsessed with this Star Wars Playmate stuff for like over 30 years, and apparently his friend Mike doesn't know nothing about the franchise or the toys or anything. So his opinion on the figures varies compared to what Keith's opinion is, and they basically are trying to get Keith or Mike, his friend, to watch the series so he can get familiarized with the characters that that they talk about. And so he just kind of weighs in on his opinion about the costumes and all that stuff and what the characters look like. And then after he watches the certain episodes, then he comes back and weighs in on his thoughts of how the figure and the actual character on the show like varies and stuff. So it's very cool. I enjoy watching them. I'll send you the link later on. You know, you can check
I'd love to watch them. Yeah, Blue. I think they probably will end up doing Lower Decks and Prodigy stuff because if they got the master license, they might as well use it.
Yeah,
Now I
might
don't
as
know if they'll
well. Yeah.
intermix those into normal Star Trek series or not. Because I'm a big believer in an overarching brand name. Nice.
Like I said, I mean, I got all these guys. They're all opened and stuff. And I need to get back into my Deep Space Nine reviews because I've only done 2 of them, so I need to do more and stuff. So I
Yeah,
had
for a
been
long
dabbling
time,
into the
those we could get those. My comic book store sold Trek figures 3 for $10,
oh
and then they
sweet,
ran out of them because people were bringing their collections in and
really,
selling them, and they had all these figures, and they still sell a lot of normal Star Wars figures for like $5 a piece,
yeah.
but they don't get Trek stuff in anymore. And he's like, man, I wish I wouldn't have sold all those for nothing.
Well,
Because I had a friend who ended up buying a ton of them just to get the trading cards out of them. So he would open them just to get the trading cards out and pretty much throw everything else away but the figure and just put the figures in bins.
of course, I already done reviews on these 2,
Nice.
so now I just need to get to the others. I kind of took a break a little bit from the reviews, and I
Mhm.
started doing streams on my channel, like on Sundays, because usually Sundays is like the only time I can really do anything as far as videos go. So that's
Yeah.
why whenever I like on the holidays, like Labor Day, Memorial Day, when I have off of work, that's when I can do other stuff. That's why I always hit you up or like, hey, I'm off Monday. It's a holiday, I know,
Yeah.
but if you're down, we can do it. So that's why I always try to take advantage of it when I can, because
Yeah.
I don't get very many Mondays off, you know. But but yeah, I need to start getting back into them. So I got Bashir that I need to do as far as reviews. Trying to figure out, of course, Quark and them, Odo. So should be fun. So what other Playmates lines do you have besides Star Trek?
I collected a little bit of turtles, not a whole lot, but I do have uh, um, Dick Tracy and Darkwing Duck and Tailspin and the Adams Family. I have a couple Barnyard Commandos somewhere. I think of what else, but I did buy a lot of Playmate stuff back in the day, just because they picked up a lot of licenses I liked. I'm still hoping that they still have the Adams Family license, and maybe they'll do stuff for these new movies.
Remember these guys?
Yeah, those are Wildcats. I have some of those. Nice. Oh, and Skeleton Warriors. I picked up a whole bunch of those too. Cool.
They made Maul way too small. He needs
Yeah.
to be like 3 times as big, if not bigger. And his giant size figure, the 12-inch figure, he
Hmm.
goes for like hundreds of dollars, while the other ones go for like 20, $30.
Yeah.
So I'm always curious as to why he is so expensive and nobody else is.
Oh, Monster Force. That was another one I've got some of.
Yeah, I got some too. I got like, from what I can see, I do have all the Dick Tracy figures except for the blank. I don't have her.
Hmm.
Probably never will. And then I got Coneheads, the Coneheads,
Yeah, I got all the cone heads.
uh, Earthworm Jim, Toxic Crusaders, uh, Ninja Turtles, Flash Gordon, Primal Rage, and Wildcats, Monster Force, like you
I've got some
mentioned.
Exo Squad.
I don't have any of those. Do have Skeleton Warriors from the ones that I had from my childhood. Trying to think. That's all I can see for right now. I know I got more stuff, but yeah, I've been heavy into the Wildcats because I loved Wildcats back in the days. So
Oh yeah, and of course I do have Simpsons. I
I don't have
forgot.
any of
Yes.
those. No, not from Playmates. I don't. But I know that the Simpsons from the Playmate line, they did a ton, probably more so than what they did were the Turtles.
Oh yeah. Well, every wave seemed to have like 8 figures in it or something. There was a lot of them. Gilster, I love Pirates of Dark Water. I do have some of those. Those are Hasbro, and I love that. I wish they'd redo some stuff. I actually wish they'd finish that series. Is what would be nice. So
Here's all my bags of accessories that I got for the characters. I
nice.
do have some on cards that I need to open. I do need to open up Z-Lot. Is that her name? Z-Lot?
Hmm.
So I can complete my team because I got everybody else open, so I need to open her up. So that way
Yeah.
I can have her displayed with the rest of her team. There's a few other things that I got. I do want to get
Like some Spaceballs.
maybe McFarlane can do that. Hell, he's got Princess Bride. I mean, why not?
Well, yeah, it'll be interesting to see what he does with that movie line, which other figures he's going to do. So, you know, we'll never see Spaceballs figures, unfortunately. So, not at least until maybe both George and Mel are dead. Then maybe, because the agreement was between the two of them. So once it's gone, then maybe Universal would do that.
Yeah, didn't they agree not to have figures for that movie?
Yes, that was the gentleman's agreement. They said that he didn't care as long as they didn't make any toys for the film. And there aren't any.
That's
So
crazy. I
yeah,
wonder what made them decide that.
because they had to get because they were so afraid of being sued over the movie that they had to get Lucas's permission to use all of it. And so they said that's the only condition that
Yeah,
he
that makes
loved Mel Brooks, and he said, "Yeah, that's fine, but I do not want you to make toys for it because at that point Star Wars was just kind of ended, and he still had plans going forward. He didn't want confusion, you know,
that
as to what was
makes
what. But I would love them to do some more V figures. That would be cool. You know, we've
yeah,
got Funko.
yeah. Funko could do it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff that Funko can do that I don't think they're going to get around to.
No, you don't. You
Oh,
have a
yeah, he does.
complete Simpsons collection? Holy smoke. That is crazy. I couldn't keep up. They were releasing them too fast. And I fell behind, and now they're like $30 or $40 a piece to try and get a lot of them. Especially the last few waves that of course that happens to all figures that nobody was ordering. What? This 3-pack, David.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. And if not, then yes, I'm actually getting the other one too, that they have coming out, but that hasn't shipped yet. Man, I would love to see a video on that. I'm gonna have to go back and check your channel and see if you've done a video on it, because that is a lot of stuff. So many figures. That's what scares me about Trek coming back is Playmates making stuff again and going full bore out, because when they do something, they always plan like 3 waves, and then they're like, stuff will be out on the shelf.
So, do you think that they would do this style size figure, or would they move on to something else?
Well, we've talked about that earlier, and I'm hoping for that
This
size
five
with
inch.
just better sculpting and better movability. Now, if they wanted to do vintage style 3 3/4 inch figures on new cards, I'd buy those too. I
Like
really don't want them to do Black Series figures because those are so expensive, and I would be forced to buy them all.
Look, this is crazy.
Um,
Look how big they are.
yeah, and I think the original ones, and what we kind of came to was we would like the normal waves of figures to be the old size, and then make it like collectors ones for Black Series size. Like do a wave that has, you know, um, 3 or so of the captains in it, and then the next wave has the next couple captains and some other people in it. Just so we're not. What I don't want to do is duplicate all the figures in a new 6 inch size for $20 a piece or more. And I don't want a ton of exclusives
I
that I
know
can't find.
that channel I was telling you about, Mike and Keith's channel.
Yeah.
They did a list of characters that they would like to see Playmates do that they didn't do in their original run. Like all the characters that they missed out on, because there's a ton of people that they didn't understand why they kept on making cards and Rikers and Datas and all that stuff.
Well, the same reason they still make Boba Fett's and Luke Skywalker's and Han Solos, because that's who sells. Your blue alien is not going to sell as well as a new Picard. But you know that's why you seed those other figures in cases with other people.
Right.
So you do get a Picard and a thing like that, but you would still get, you know, a rando figure. Plus, it would allow them to put some of the other movies that they got and didn't get series of, or to fix the mistakes they made with the JJ movies and get stuff out for the later series of Voyager and DS9 and Enterprise. That, I mean, they never got Enterprise figures. Those were all Art Asylum.
Yeah, I
So
have
they
one.
never even got to do Playmates versions of Enterprise.
Yeah, that would be cool. I hope they do go back to their original style. That'd be so
Yeah.
awesome. I don't know how I would feel if they didn't. Doesn't this remind you of Palpatine? The little,
It is.
but
Have you seen the Playmobil Enterprise?
no, I haven't.
Yeah, don't go look at that. It's beautiful. It's also $500. It's
Jeez.
just over 3 feet long. It has a removable top. Let me see. I'll pull it up and show you. It's crazy.
Don't go looking for it, but I'll show you anyway.
Yeah, don't look at this. You don't want this. This is just horrible crack for all of us.
I have not. I do not. I've never owned anything from Playmobil, but I know that a lot of people love their product.
I hadn't for a long time. I did when I was a kid, but now I do because I now have to get the A-Team mobiles, the next thing that's out. But they did Ghostbusters and Scooby Doo and Back to the Future,
Yeah.
and now they're doing Trek. Let me see. Yeah. So it's $500, and this. Oh.
That's what it looks like. Wow, that's crazy. Damn. You even got an app?
Yeah, it's got an app with it. The engine room opens up.
Oh, wow.
You can
You know
charge it. Here's the bridge. It's got tribbles. Comes with
That
its
is
own
so cool.
stand, of course.
Right.
And it's got a thing so you can hang it properly.
That thing's huge.
Yeah, it's big.
Now I see why it costs so much.
Because all Playmobil stuff is expensive, but this thing, it's 150 pieces to start with. You have to put parts of it together. It's just nuts. But I will someday, maybe.
Oh,
And it
yeah.
comes with the whole base crew.
Wow. And they got the original crew, too.
Yeah, it's all the original crew. Everybody's there. The engine room is pretty tight.
I do
But
want
yeah,
to
I
get
mean, you
the,
can see how big it is.
do you have the Playmates bridge set?
Oh yeah,
You do?
oh yeah, yeah. I've got that.
So
I love it.
you pretty much got all of it, huh?
I bought almost all of it as it was coming out, and then as it went later, I didn't get some of it. I know I'm missing some play sets and some um, like phasers and stuff like that from the last couple series. But I've got like a couple Borg cubes and First Contact and Insurrection stuff, all that. But yeah, and I don't know. Let me go back and look and see if they've got. Oh, I closed that screen. That was me being dumb. Oh well. Yeah, they've got an A-Team van coming out next,
Nice.
but I'll have to get that.
Yeah,
Yeah, one man, I did too. I keep checking mine because a couple of my stores still have their DeLoreans, but they haven't marked them down yet. As soon as they do, I'm going to buy one in order to open one. Yep, David, I did the same thing. I bought some of the original Ghostbusters stuff, and then all the Ghostbusters 2 stuff came out, and some stuff for the real Ghostbusters. And then I fell down um, the Scooby-Doo hole. So now I have most of the Scooby-Doo Playmobil stuff as well. Oh, yeah, I forgot the Aston Martin's next. They're doing a James Bond 63 Aston Martin. I forgot that's next too. So for forever, Playmobil never really made licensed stuff. Then they picked up a license for How to Train Your Dragon, and all the stuff sold really well. And then all of a sudden, they announced that they picked up Supernatural, Doctor Who, and The Walking Dead, of all things. It's like that's not very kid friendly. But then they really didn't do anything with the Doctor Who stuff or anything. They put out some large figures, but that was about it. Then they said they got Back to the Future, and we are like, okay, we'll get a DeLorean, and that's cool. Yeah, we got a DeLorean. We got a Town Place set. They're working on they're doing stuff for Back to the Future 3, and they're going to do the train. Like, you guys suck.
damn it.
But now they have Doctor Who, and they have James Bond and the A-Team. So of course, if they're doing the A-Team, the next thing we need and want is Kit from Knight Rider.
Ooh.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
I still want the Kenner one. Got to add it to the Kenner collection.
You see, Super 7's doing a new Michael Knight figure.
Oh, they are?
Yeah, they're doing one in a reaction size, so it's 3 3/4.
Okay. Yeah, I'd most definitely get that. Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if they'll do a San Diego exclusive thing with Kit or not.
I'm pretty sure they will.
You almost have to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But makes sense. Why not?
Hmm, that's interesting. I'm getting a. Am I slow to you? Am I
To
slowing
me?
down? Yeah, because I
No.
just got a thing on my computer that says that um, try restarting because you're lagging, but I don't see a lag.
No, I don't either. You're fine on my end.
Okay.
Hmm.
Dave, don't give Lego ideas. We don't need James Bond Legos, dude. They picked up the Universal Monsters license. They're supposed to be coming out sometime next year, and Godzilla. Uh, Lego for
Got
Universal
Godzilla
Monsters
Lego?
and some Godzilla. Yeah,
What the freak? Oh no, I might have to get into that.
yeah, that'd be horrible.
This is one of the things I opened up in one of
Crazy Eights, I hate to tell you, but Lost in Space figures are coming, but they're based on the Netflix series, not the classic series so far. But Funko supposedly has some Lost in Space classic stuff coming.
my,
Wow.
for their 3 3/4 line.
No, Funko's just it's a pop.
Oh, okay.
Funko doesn't do 3 3/4 anymore. They let Super Seven do all that now.
Okay.
So, but
This is by Playmates.
yep.
This is a really cool figure. I'm glad I was able to get him before I couldn't find him anymore. Because
Well,
I did a live
they
stream.
really need to push more of that stuff out. I mean, every time I go to Walmart, all that stuff's sold out. There's
Yeah,
a couple King Kongs.
they got a new I think Series 3 just came out because I've seen reviews, a couple of reviews on the Snow Kong when he was in the snow and when he
Mhm.
was his it's just
That's a
basically
very
like
weird license because apparently Bandai owns all the rights to all the old stuff,
yeah.
and Playmates only owns the rights to the new Godzilla movie and the Godzilla versus Kong film, which is why you're not getting like King Ghidorah and Destroya and all that stuff in the Playmates line because they can't make them because Bandai still has rights to all that.
I know they recently Playmates has recently released um can't even think of his name. He was from the Godzilla versus guy Megalon film, the robot guy. What is this?
Oh,
Jaguar. Yeah.
the Jaguar, yeah, he's a completely different license. Because of course he had his own show and stuff before he
Yeah.
merged with.
I remember that. I would like to get that on DVD. I would find it.
Yeah, yeah. I'm surprised they didn't re-release a whole bunch of Godzilla movies and stuff when it did so well in the theater.
They should have because they did it when Godzilla 2014 came out and when King of the Monsters came out. I mean, why wouldn't
Yeah,
they do it again? I mean, it makes sense. That's like the best time to put it out is when you have a new movie in your franchise come out. They do that with
exactly.
everything else.
Maybe they're sitting on a container truck somewhere in between here and China.
Yeah, you
Well,
never
this has
know.
been a lot of fun, but I got to wrap up. I'm supposed to have been at my mom's house a half hour ago.
Oh,
Um,
my bad. I didn't mean to keep you.
no, I need to change some light bulbs and stuff for her before it gets dark.
Okay.
Um, so um, that is true. HBO Max did dump a ton of the Godzilla movies on, but that's I think that's what we're going to get now instead of new box sets released on DVD. Is they're just going to release them on HBO Max or Paramount Plus or Disney Plus or whatever all those freaking things are called.
Well, I know that Criterion they put out a box set of the Showa era Godzilla from the original all the way to uh, the let's see the Terror of Mechagodzilla. That's from the first one to the last one that they did. So all the movies they did in between them, it came out with a box set. So don't be surprised if Criterion decides to release all the Heisei era stuff.
Yeah, I'm sure Toho would let them. They like money.
Yeah, got to.
So, well, thanks for dropping by, man. Thank you for everybody who's hung out. I know we've fluctuated between 15 and like 10 people. So thanks for everybody who stood up for 2.5 hours with us.
A lot of fun. Sorry for
Make
for
sure
being
you
on
go
so late.
subscribe to Dave's channel. It's linked at the very top, and I think I linked it in the description. If not, it'll be in the description later. Um, but I'm late at night last night throwing this together. I was like, I forgot something. That might have been what it was. So again, thank you for your knowledge and coming in and sharing everything with us. Everybody is all like, oh, does he have a room tour? Well, go check out his channel and find out.
Well, again, I apologize for coming in so late. I got my time all mixed up. So
Oh, no
next
worries.
time.
That's how it is.
All right,
Yeah,
Chris.
David,
Well,
it's
thanks
great
again.
to see you, dude. Thank you for coming in. Again, thanks to everybody. And I got a new video every day coming out, so check it out. And I'm trying to get a couple, possibly a live build of this Lego GI Joe thing. We'll see together. Dave, what do you got coming up on your channel? Anything cool or?
Well, I think I mentioned this earlier, but I've kind of dabbled into the live thing as of late. So I've done 3 of them so far. Uh, I, I don't expect a whole lot of people there. I probably average about like 4 people for about an hour and a half stream. But
Yeah.
it's not really nothing really special. I just kind of like I got lazy of doing reviews, so I just throw together live reviews and I just open everything all at once. But since I got better internet now, so I can actually kind of do a little bit more. So I'm probably going to do a couple of reviews, and I do want to. I probably will be doing a video of the haul that I got from here. So probably next Sunday, I might be doing some unboxings. I'm probably gonna unbox these guys, kind of show them off. Because usually, like I said, Sundays is usually the time I can really do these. And
Yeah.
so what I probably do is kind of like a mix. So like I'll open them live, but then I'll review them like at a later date, with the box and all that stuff. So that way, be a little
Well,
easier to.
anybody who subscribes, make sure you hit that bell button because I know I've had to go back and re-hit that button on a whole bunch of the people I follow
Yeah,
because maybe I hadn't watched any of their videos in a little while and it took me off. And I'm like, don't do that. I don't know that they have new stuff.
right.
And so make sure everybody goes back and hits that bell on both my channel and Dave's, and go check the people you watch a lot and make sure you're still belled up on them because it unsubscribed me and unbelled me from a whole bunch of channels.
Yeah, it
So
did the
that's
same thing with
YouTube
me.
being YouTube.
That's like
Yeah,
sucks. It's like what? I wonder why I didn't get nothing.
I know. I was like, what do you mean you were on live last night? I didn't get a notice. And then go back and sure enough, unbelled. I was like, ouch. Oh
Right.
well. All right, guys. Well, we'll talk to you in the future. Till then,